Hey guys, so this is Miss Serenity Smith and I am here with Punk 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 Santana. Punk is a kit by Lillian Breedfield. He's a full body silicone baby, and today I decided I would share some of the names of silicone artists that paints babies. Some of them don't openly do customs. You can ask, just maybe they might paint for you, maybe they won't. I don't know how it works. I know I see them painting for other people. So I'm just going to tell you guys the painters that I know of that paint silicone babies. Not all of them, and I'm not vouching for anybody work. I know a lot of people just been asking, and I'm just pointing you in a direction of people that paint. Now I have seen some of their work, and as I go over the names, I'll tell you which ones I've seen. I made a list too. Another thing, I think the hardest thing for most of the people that are looking for silicone babies is trying to find like biracial babies and AA babies that are well painted. Now, let me talk about the biracial part briefly, just for a second, because biracial is like where you're kind of on the borderline of what's really biracial and what's not. It's definitely going to be a personal opinion on that, because I mean, I've seen biracial babies that don't look like they are really like biracial. They just look like they are, all Caucasian. I've seen, so to you, your terms of biracial may be different. Now, Puck is my version of, he could be biracial or AA. The thing is that AA babies, like one of my commenters said, most black babies are born pretty fair skinned to begin with. So I mean, really, they're really not that far off from even a Caucasian baby, but there are different things, for me, in my opinion, that kind of separates them. But that's just, of the look. That's just my thought process. I had like all four of my babies were born, and they were very fair in color when they were born. However, I had, some that looked like they were, trying to see if the lighting is going out. Seemed like all of a sudden it just got dark. I know, guys, I know you guys get tired of me talking about that, but it's just so important for you guys to be able to see. Let me see. Okay, I can't. Okay. Here, this is better. I can see now. Hey. All right. Anyway, guys. All right. So, yeah. So the reason why I'm saying that is because, say for instance, an artist says, I don't paint biracial. But if you can look through their pictures and you can find maybe a baby that got, some nice yellow undertones or red undertones, or, the coloring is, it's like, look at their darkest Caucasian baby, okay? Darkest Caucasian baby. And when you look at their darkest Caucasian baby, see if that color is close to what, or a color that could pass as a biracial baby. Then all you gotta do is add dark hair. If you go stick blonde hair on it, then you can forget it. But if you do like a dark brown or black hair, it'll give you that biracial look. make it maybe a real hairy baby too. Giving the baby a lot of hair, because most black babies are born with like a head full of hair. Whether it's loose curls or wavy, super straight, I wouldn't go for that so much if you're trying to do the biracial look. So that's an option too. Some people say they do biracial. It may be some things that you might not be all particular about. So maybe you can, you know, ask them to change some of those things. I just love this baby. Oh my gosh. Isn't him amazing? And it's funny because on camera he looks so long. Like, he looks so long. But he is about 19 inches. He's not extremely big. Oh yeah, changing diaper. So let me give you the list of people. Let me start here. I tried to write it down so I don't forget. So one of the people that is very popular on Facebook that I see painting a lot, and I'm gonna tell you, if her painting doesn't look good in person, I would be shocked. But I don't know how the matting part is. The matting part is kind of hard. You can, yeah, I'm trying to cover him up this time. The matting part can be like rough or dry or flaky looking, or different things that can mess the matting up. So, I mean, mess the baby up when it gets to the matting. So, I don't know, but the painting that I saw from her on her YouTube, I mean not YouTube, on her Facebook, looks nice. And it looks like she can actually, she paints biracial and AA, and the color didn't look really too bad on camera. Let me give you, her name is Cherry, Cheri, and then the Zigra, or Zigra, I don't know how to spell it, Ziegra. I mean, I don't know how to say it. Another painter that I actually saw work in person, and I know paints really good, but she says she doesn't take customs, but sometimes I see her doing orders, or not orders, but babies for people, is Susan Gibbs. She does the Dijon bags as well. Another person is Debbie Henshaw, which you can collect her babies probably more on eBay. She does mostly Lily and Breedfield prototypes. But her babies actually cost up there like Clartella and all. So, but she looked like she paints pretty good. Marion Thorpe, I've seen her work. I'm pretty sure she does customs, but I'm not sure if she does it anymore, because you know a lot of people, they do it and then they stop, and they do it and they stop. So I would say just ask if you're interested. If you look on her page and you like her work, don't just go to these people because I'm saying the name. Marion Thorpe, I seen her work. Didn't look bad. It was actually really detailed. The baby that I saw was more on the pale side, so I couldn't judge more so as far as if I think she could pull it off with getting a baby close to biracial. But her painting is neat. It doesn't look shabby. It was neat. Claudia Davids, she's been painting for a long time. Again, her painting, the painting that I saw of her work, which I did see her work in person, again, it kind of looks the same as the rest of them, like Marion Thorpe. She does like veining, you know, nice veining and modeling and stuff like that, but the baby again was more on the pale side. So And when I say pale, I don't mean like gray. I will grayish or anything. There was another one. Maria Grover, I just seen her on Facebook and seen her do a couple babies. She actually did the Tiffany that Love My Silly Babies have or something. I forget her name. YouTube channel. And then Sherry Johnson is a doll fan lady that paints. And I can't remember if I seen her work, but I want to say I did. And again, it was pretty decent. Oh yeah, you got Chris C. You got Kristen Ingrid. I seen her work before, and she paints very detailed. At the time, the baby that I saw her painting on, it was kind of translucent, but I'm assuming that if she's painting on a nicely poured silicone baby that's not translucent, her painting would be really fabulous, actually. But those are some of the people that I've seen painting. I know you got people like Kay and all them that's starting out, but for me, I like, you know, people, I like other people to be the test dummies. I hate to say that, but I do. I like for like when someone's new, I like to see other people get their babies, see how it pan out, see how it works out, see how long, you know, see if they're gonna get any like have any paint issues or anything like that. Because when someone's new, they don't have a history, they don't have a paint they don't have a you know, a record, anything to refer to. So I'm not gonna be the first one. But somebody have to be. But when it comes to silicone, I'll take a risk with reborns. But silicone, because it's so expensive, not so much. I'll take a risk. Now, oh yeah, and prices. So from my understanding, oh, real quick, like Puck on camera, like right here, he looks a little bit darker than he is. Well, not really, but when it's like in the house, this is his color. But when I take him out in natural daylight, he's very close to almost being like Caucasian color. But of course, he got so many different colors in him. But that's a whole nother story. That just depends on the people paint style. Price. Now here's the good part. From what I'm seeing and from what I've gathered when I've been questioning or pricing having a baby painted, because I do one day plan to have one of these people paint a baby for me. And then I guess I'll be y'all test dummy and I'll let y'all know. But it won't be no time soon. But anyway, the price range are like $600 to, I think it's like 600. I got chili on me. Like 600 to like what did I say? $600 to like $800 or something like that for you to get a full body baby painted. Now that's just for the painting. Now of course you got to buy the kit. The kits that I've seen so far, depending on what size you get, I mean, you got kits that's like $400 if you're getting like a micro preemie Melissa McCrory. But if you're wanting like a really nice kit, there are some that start out like, I think 900 full body. I think there was a little one, but usually the average price for a full body silicone baby is about $2,000. So let's say you pay $2,000 for the kit, or let's say $2,100, and then you pay $600 for somebody to paint it. Now you got you a full body baby. So I don't know if that includes rooting, but nevertheless, you could probably get a painted and rooted silicone baby using a kit for like almost $3,000. Or like right at $3,000 or something like that. Average cost of a silicone baby, honestly, you're not gonna, a pretty decent one, you're not gonna pay less than like $3,200. But unless you buy second market and it's like a kit type, then you may go a little less. So, but yeah, that's the way it go. The other thing is, the funny thing about it, like with Lillian, she does a layaway. That's a 12-month layaway. I think you put like $400 down and you make your payments. And the thing about it is, the kits are poured by Claire Taylor, so the silicone is really nice. And you could actually get your baby, and I mean, you can get it and dress up the blank kit if you want to. If it's open eyes, Claire actually also put the eyes in and set the eyes, and so the eyes are already in. So so yeah. And I know that for those that just to mention really quickly, those that we're talking about the kits needing to be painted within a time frame or something like that, I know from, you know, very reputable artists, I'm not going to call their names or anything like that, but I have actually asked that question in the past as well. And it doesn't matter, you know, people buy kits all the time and don't paint them till, you know, later, and they do fine. It's all about what kind of paints they're using. Not everybody are using the, you know, maybe the same paints and stuff, which is of course why some things, we have some different issues going on in the community. But I know that Smooth On says that the kit should be painted within so many hours, or, you know, days or whatever. But they also work with platinum and tin silicone, so you might want to check with Smooth On if you want to confirm that. But I'm pretty sure that it's tin silicone that has to be painted within a certain amount of time. But yeah, so again, like I said, don't, you know, I mean, people have been around doing this for years, and although we hear stories, I mean, we hear stories about silicone babies, you know, peeling, losing paint, blah blah blah. But I've also, like, it's a baby on eBay right now, so they're asking $800, and they said it had some paint cracking and stuff like that in certain areas or whatever. But I mean, there was another one on there, like almost $2,000, reborn, that had paint issues or whatever. And it's like, so reborns can have just as many issues. It's just that it's like, it's more, of course it's going to be more scary when you're dealing with the amount of money that we pay out for silicone. So I can see the stressing of that. But, you know, just my thing is just like, if you let fear set in, you know, fear is the work of the devil. And I don't mean to get religious with you guys, but people will put so much fear in your heart that you won't be able to move, you won't be able to breathe, you won't be able to enjoy anything in life if you operate solely in fear. It's easier said than done. There are some things in my life that I'm afraid to do, but I have to pray and get over it and move, you know. And then a lot of times when I take that leap of faith and I do what I've been wanting to do for so long, it feels so good and relieving and refreshing, and, you know, that fear is gone out the window. Anyway, guys, I know this was not to turn into a lifelong lesson, but this video is quite long, but I hope that kind of helps you a little bit. The names that I know of, I'll add more, as I know there's another girl that's painting, but she does a lot of filters on her painting. I'm not going to call her name. She's in one of the silicone groups. I have spoke to someone that actually got a baby from her, and she's doing AA, and they look nice, but she's got a lot of filters that she's using on them. And the girl that got the baby said that it doesn't look the same, that it didn't look as good. However, the pictures, from the pictures that I saw, and I know how pictures sometimes can make things look better, it still didn't look that bad. So hopefully at the doll show, you know, next year, there will be some of those new artists, you know, out there that will be able to exhibit their work and be able to really see it in person. Because with silicone, it's so hard to really tell. With anything, actually, but more so with silicone. And my thing is, the other thing for me, and I think me and Bubble 75, like, really, this is where we really connect and agree on a lot with silicone. This is where we collect alike. For me, it's so much more than the painting. For me, I'm more so in love with the way that silicone feels, the fact that I can, you know, give this little guy like a little pacifier, and you know, it just feels more realistic to me than my reborns, you know, to touch. And the look actually even looks softer. So that's more to me. So I know that when I shop, and if I'm not getting a baby that's not, you know, Claire Taylor or not, you know, top of the line, that it's gonna be, you know, more so for me, gonna be more about the feel and the sculpting. I think when you get a realistic sculpted baby, such as Claire Taylor, Lillian Breedfield, Laura Tuzo Ross, even Lorna Miller Sands, when I think when you get, the only thing with me with Lorna's is that sometimes her proportion is off, but look like she's working on that. But with those artists, their sculpting is really nice and it's realistic. And I think that even for me, even if the painting isn't that great, or hey, if it lose a, you know, a little bit of paint off the toe or something, I don't know, I think I wouldn't be so devastated, because the baby will still look realistic, versus if you get something that's like, you know, not sculpted well, don't even have realistic hands and feet, or, you know, the realism isn't really there in the sculpting, then when something happens or the painting is not up to par, it's really going to be thrown off in person. Camera, yeah, people can Photoshop, people can do all great poses and all that stuff to get your, you know, get your attention. But when you get home and you actually got to look at that baby and hold that baby, and it's not realistic, you're going to feel some type of way. I can promise you that. I've done it before. I've actually saw a baby in person, you know, wanted it so bad, and, you know, just because I wanted to have that artist's work, and over time, just looking at it, it just wasn't realistic enough for me, and it was just like, you gotta go. So that was a reborn, actually, though. But anyway, guys, that is it, and see you guys later. Maybe later tonight. Who knows? Bye, guys.